All right, welcome back to the episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. It's time for us to do our college pick'ems for Week 6. As always, before we jump into this, make sure you hit that subscribe button for us. We are growing the channel. We're over 140 now in the subscribers, and we love adding to our new family. You're always welcome to hit us in the comments. Let us know if you think we're crazy, if you want to go one way or the other with some of our picks, or if you just want to dog on Adam for being last, as always. Feel free to dog on Adam. So,
and if we all choose one team, go against whatever we all say.
Also do that.
So don't ever go with us.
And make sure you hit that like button before the video's over as well. So game 1 tonight, it's going to be an SEC matchup. Number 8 Tennessee on the road at number 25 LSU. I do wish this was a night game, but it is a nooner.
Out there. Night game, that would change everything.
I know. It's a nooner out there in LSU, but surprisingly, Tennessee is only a 3-point favorite.
And projected to lose.
I'm going, I would say, basically, was that the fan vote or the whatever vote?
The fan vote has LSU 86%.
Yeah. I'm going Tennessee.
58%, sorry.
I'm going Tennessee.
You want Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they get it done.
I'm going to go LSU on this one.
I like it.
Tigers at home.
I like it. Damn. I'm gonna go with Adam on this one. I think I'm gonna stick with Tennessee. I think this probably is the hardest game that Tennessee's had so far this year. So we're gonna learn a lot about them, but that offense can move the football and score some points. So.
Yeah, Brian Kelly is definitely turning that program around. They've definitely gotten better than what they were when at the beginning of the season losing to Florida State. I think if this was a night game, I'd have to go LSU. But since it's a nooner, I got to go Rocky Top.
Okay. All right. The second game for this week, Alex's favorite team so far this year, the Louisville Cardinals, 2-3, are on the road at 2-3 Virginia. Another nooner. Louisville is a 3-point favorite on the road.
Louisville's offense has been so hit or miss this year. I think Malik Cunningham can get it done for Louisville. He just needs some help. And I think, they've played some close games, but they've also looked really bad in some games. But I have not been impressed with Virginia at all, really. And who are their 2 wins against?
It's Richmond and Old Dominion.
So
the only similar opponent they have so far is they were both at Syracuse. Louisville lost to Syracuse 31-7. Virginia lost to Syracuse 22-20.
Yeah. So I think that was the game. That was opening week. Louisville lost and looked absolutely horrendous.
Yep. They got destroyed by Syracuse.
They looked terrible, but then the next 2 weeks I thought the offense started to figure stuff out, click.
Yeah, they went out and beat UCF at UCF.
Yeah.
They took Florida State down to the wire.
Yeah.
They were actually ahead in that game and gave it up. So
then they lost to Boston College by 1
So I think Louisville has figured some things out. Give me Louisville on the road against Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Louisville as well on this one. I just think they're going to be better matched up than Virginia on this one.
And you give me crap for dying with North Carolina on the line, but
hey,
I haven't picked Louisville. I was literally just talking crap about Louisville before the show started.
I know it was a sarcastic comment.
This is not
it's not Alex's favorite team, so I'm with you. I'm actually going to take Louisville. I think they got to get their first conference win at some point. I've always thought that this Louisville team could be I thought they could be an 8-4 team this year. They're clearly not going to be, but I do think that this can be the one that kind of helps them right the ship maybe and get to a 6-6 record to get to a bowl game. So I'm taking Louisville.
I'm taking Louisville as well. I think they've got a better opportunity here. I think they're starting to. I shouldn't say they're playing better, but I do agree with Adam. I think Malik Cunningham is, trying to turn that corner. I think if they can go in there, get some momentum and keep it going, I think they can get to that 6 or 7 win season.
All right, some money on Virginia it is.
Bet it hard.
Game 3 of the week, another nooner. It's Arkansas at number 23, Mississippi State. Arkansas 3-2, Mississippi State 4-1. Mississippi State coming off that big win over Texas A&M. So I'm going to say it's an 8-point line. Arkansas is an 8-point dog at Mississippi State.
I don't think Arkansas should be. I would take Arkansas plus points here because I think they're gonna keep it close. And granted, you know, their loss here was to Alabama, which they hung with for what, 2 quarters? I mean, pretty much till halftime.
Yeah.
Until
They lost 49-26.
Yeah, but it was a 23-26 ball game in like the third quarter, was it? You know.
At halftime, I think.
Yeah, something like, you know. Well, you know, they went up, they got down big, and then scored 23 unanswered, and then couldn't piece it together. I think I'm going Mississippi State as the winner, but I think Arkansas will cover that spread of 8.
I'm gonna go Mississippi State as well. I do think I'm kind of with Adam. I think that 8 is not going to be the correct line, but Mississippi State, I just think it's the better team. I do think Arkansas is a little overhyped, and Mississippi State's actually had a few good tests and have come out on the right side of it.
Okay. I'm going to go against the two of you, and I think the only reason I'm going against it is because I just have this feeling that Mississippi State's coming so high off this win. It's a big win. And you know, you get into one of these sleepy noon games on a Saturday, and Arkansas is probably a little pissed after the way they performed against Alabama. I'm a little worried about how beat up Arkansas might be playing a physical team like Alabama. But I do think that Arkansas, the advantage for Arkansas here is their run game and their power run game.
Yes.
I
Get the biggest
think-
backfield in college right now, don't they?
Yeah, and so I think that could be a little bit of an advantage for them versus all of the rest of the SEC West outside of Alabama, obviously, who somehow recruits 6'5", 245-pound linebackers at 18 years old. So
We got a safety like that.
yeah, we do. So and I think the even matchup obviously is the Texas A&M game. Arkansas getting Texas A&M in Dallas, which is really not a neutral site, and then Mississippi State actually getting A&M at home is a bit of an advantage. So for me, I'm going to take a little risk here and take Arkansas.
We went with the Jolly Roger, man.
Yeah, the Pirate.
I think the Pirate, yeah. I think he's just proven to continue to just thrive in that Mike Leach offense.
Yeah.
I mean, just throwing the ball all over the place. So yeah, I'm gonna go with old Mississippi State.
Okay, I like it. Well, an always classic every year, the Red River rivalry. Texas is 3-2. Oklahoma is 3-2. Amazingly, neither one of them is ranked. And I don't believe Quentin Ewers.
Oklahoma just got the shit beat out of them.
Yeah, they did. So I don't believe Quentin Ewers is actually going to be back for this game. I think it's next.
There was a
week.
projection that he could be
play.
back.
Yeah. So Texas is a 7-point favorite, though. Obviously, the neutral site and the Cotton Bowl in Dallas.
I'm going Texas. After what I saw Oklahoma look like against TCU,
And Kansas State for that matter.
yeah, is it Bevel is probably going to be the starter, or is Gabriel back?
I don't know. Let me open up this and see if Gabriel is back. So
Even if Gabriel's back, like, I think Texas has got their number this year. Texas has looked a little bit better, and I think Oklahoma right now is struggling, and that ship is taking on water, and I can only see it taking on more water this weekend.
yeah, Dylan is questionable.
So
That's the
yeah, I don't think General Booty and Devil, or whatever the other guy's name was, is the answer at quarterback either.
Yeah.
I think Texas is just going to go through this one. Burnt Vegetables is going to be exposed as a fraud at Oklahoma. He's not a good coach. Got lucky at Clemson a lot. I think this is really going to show his true colors.
Tell him how you feel, baby.
I
Tell him how
mean,
you
he
feel.
ain't lying. Look good.
I mean, they got blown the
Look
hell out
at
last
Vegetables.
week.
You know, just look at his record as a defensive coordinator against any
Top 25.
top 25 team, and he got torched every single time.
Yeah.
And he's not even running the defense.
I'm with you. I mean, are you saying that you think Texas is going to like blow out Oklahoma in this, or are you thinking?
I think it might be a 2-score game.
Yeah. I think obviously the quarterback questions is a big play of this, right? Is Quentin Ewers going to get to come back? Is Dylan Gabriel going to get to come back? It amazes me that Oklahoma's 3-2 and Dylan Gabriel has 11 touchdowns and no interceptions. I mean, talk about how your offense is performing, your quarterback is leading your team, and then your defense is just giving up.
55 points.
50 points
It's
a game.
that Big 12 defense, man.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I think Texas wins this one. I think the 7-point line is pretty accurate. Whether it's Hudson Card or whether it's Quentin Ewers, I think it's going to be close. I think the bigger question is whether it's going to be Dylan Gabriel or whether it's going to be Bevel. So Bevel is actually from Greenville, South Carolina. So he went to Pitt and then transferred from Pitt to Oklahoma. But I'm either way. I think Texas wins this one in a 7 to 10 point fashion.
Yeah, hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em. All right. So on to the next one, North Carolina, who is somehow 4-1 this season, and 2-2 Miami. Adams. Hey, Adam's favorite, baby. So the Miami Hurricanes, who are 2-2. Miami is a 4-point favorite at home on this one.
I'm going with the U.
All right.
I'm taking the Canes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Canes as well.
Yeah, I like what Van Dyke and that offense does.
There's some questions about whether Van Dyke's actually going to start.
Yeah, he's
or
not even. Yeah,
They-
he might
they-
not be
They
starting.
initially said that they benched him after the Middle Tennessee State game. So
But I still think I like what they're doing. But yeah, Mac Brown maybe has figured something out in North Carolina. I just don't trust him enough to pick him.
yeah,
So, but I like I said, the U.
I'm doing it.
You riding it?
I'm taking UNC.
He's gonna ride and die with North Carolina all year.
You know, I'm taking UNC.
I'm with you, brother.
They score 45 points a game right now. I mean, yeah, they give up probably 30. I don't trust Miami's offense to put up points.
I don't either.
They
Not.
couldn't
I
do it
mean,
against Southern Miss. They couldn't do it against
owning them,
Middle Tennessee State.
owning them in the college football playoff or the college thing that we have. I mean, I played them against Middle Tennessee State thinking that was going to be a huge win, and they gave up 45 friggin' points. But I don't trust in Van Dyke, but I trust in May.
Yeah.
The kid's throwing 19 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And Luke Mays graduated years ago.
Yeah. Luke May's gone. Yeah.
I think it's Drake.
Sean May.
I think it's Drake May is his name.
Yeah.
So.
Drew May, Drake May, something like that. But
Whatever it is. I mean, he's clearly better than Sam Howell.
He's
I mean,
damn slinging that ball around.
Poor guy had to sit behind Sam Howell. So UNC for you as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go UNC.
All right. So this is a big matchup in the Pac-12. Utah, number 11 Utah, who's 4-1, going against number 18 UCLA, who's 5-0. Utah is a 4.5 point favorite at a 3:30 game in the Rose Bowl at UCLA. So.
In front of 5,000 people.
Yeah, there really wasn't a whole lot of people for the Washington and UCLA game. I feel bad for them.
It's because it's 45 minutes away from campus. Nobody wants to go.
Fair enough. So, who we taking?
I'm going UCLA. I'm going to ride them till they lose a game here. I think they've looked good, throughout the season. Utah has had, I think, a little bit tougher schedule, and maybe especially what was it? Florida they played opening
weekend.
opening week.
Yeah.
That was a tough game that they lost. But I think they're a little more seeing a little better teams. But I think UCLA has been playing as a better team than Utah has played.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with UCLA as well.
This might be a clean sweep here. I'm with you guys. I think what I watched of UCLA last week versus Washington, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Chip Kelly is getting back to some old Chip Kelly stuff, and he's got that team looking good right now.
Man, I like both of these teams. Utah's come on strong after that disappointing loss to Florida at the beginning of the season. Of course, they've only played. Who is SUU? I don't know who SUU is.
No idea.
But they put up 73.
Oh, they're Southern Utah. Yeah.
Southern Utah University.
Yeah.
So, no one's put up more than 10 on them. Yeah, or 16, I guess.
Against Oregon State, yeah.
But yeah, I think we're going to clean sweep here. I think I'm going to go with the Bruins as well. I think they're playing great ball. Like you said, Chip Kelly's looking like Chip Kelly of old. So he's finally getting that offense where he wants it to be.
Yeah.
In those old Oregon days.
All right. Well, the hometown team, baby, 3-2, going to number 13 Kentucky, who's 4-1 right now. Kentucky is a 10.5 point favorite against South Carolina.
Kentucky wins.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kentucky as well. Much I hate that.
Oh yeah, I don't think Carolina puts up.
I definitely think Carolina putting up 50 back-to-back weeks helps them in there with their confidence level.
I don't think.
But I don't think the offensive line is going to be able to stand up to Kentucky's defensive line. So
That's what I think we put up 20 maybe.
I think you can put up that 24 to 28 range, but I think if we let them run like they're capable of running, and we haven't been able to stop the run all year, outside of teams that we should stop the run on, yeah, I think Kentucky will run all over them because I think Will Levis He's got that broken finger. So
It was dislocated. They put it back in. He actually played the rest of that game, but Will Levis is playing for a number 1 overall draft pick apparently right now. So,
But I think I think what Carolina's got to do is they're going to have to feed Marshawn Lloyd the ball.
If they want
They're
to
going to
have
have to feed him the ball, and they're going to have to somehow come up with an average 4 or 5 yards carry. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, but that's what they're going to have to do to stay in this game to win this game. Because you're going to have to do that to open up the play action, to be able to hit Stogner in the middle and hit Juice on the outside. I mean, if you can't do that, you're not going to win this game.
I'm gonna say, I mean, they gotta.
so you sound like you're talking yourself into maybe taking South Carolina.
No, I'm thinking Kentucky.
Okay.
I mean,
I
the
would
last
say,
time I took South Carolina to win, they fucked me over.
yeah,
And now
Marshawn
I'm
Lloyd
so-
has to touch the ball 20 plus times.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
You can't let him get 100 yards and say, oh, he's done. Take him out. He's got to touch that ball every single time.
No. All right. Well, on to the next one. A nice matchup here. BYU, who's 4-1, going to Notre Dame. 7:30 game in Indiana. Notre Dame is actually a 3.5-point favorite against BYU at home.
So it's basically just a toss-up game because.
yeah, I think Notre Dame has been overrated all year.
When were they not?
I'm not on the Notre Dame train at all. I'm going BYU here on the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna go BYU as well. They looked pretty bad against Oregon, but I think that was just kind of like a fluke game. I think they're gonna bounce back and continue to roll pretty strong for the rest of the year. I'm gonna go BYU.
I've been a little
tough one.
Yeah, I've been a little torn on this one today because BYU's not played well. Obviously, they got blown out by Oregon. They have not played well against Wyoming or Utah State, which are way inferior teams. Notre Dame started to heat it up a little bit. They beaten Cal. They went to North Carolina. They scored 45 points on North Carolina, which isn't a great defense. Don't get me wrong, but
Gave up 32.
yeah, I've been a little on the edge of this one, but I think I'm going to go with you guys. I think I'm going to stick with BYU too.
Yeah, I mean, this is tough just because, like you said, of how BYU has like the last 2 weeks against Wyoming and Utah State. They haven't looked the same that they looked a couple the weeks before.
I mean, they were losing to Utah State in the third quarter.
Right.
You know.
So, but I mean, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Milf Hunters too. So
That's BYU.
that's BYU. Sorry, yeah. But I mean, I think this is gonna be a close game. I think this will be that 3-point game. Either way it goes, but I think BYU might have the edge there.
Okay. Nice little matchup here. Iowa State, who's 3-2, and Kansas State, who's obviously 4-1. They've had the big win over Oklahoma, and now back-to-back wins with Texas Tech. Iowa State, yeah, with the terrible loss to Tulane, but Iowa State coming off the win the losses to Kansas at Kansas, and then of course number 17 Baylor. But both really close games. Iowa State's actually only a 2-point underdog at home.
I'm moving with Kansas State. They have looked good
Yeah,
this year,
Martinez.
and I am very surprised at how good K-State has looked.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kansas State as well. I just don't think Iowa State's gonna be strong enough to match up with those guys.
I think we all feel the same way. And Adrian Martinez, that you're talking about with K-State, I just think that right now he's performing at such a great level. I mean, he's literally playing himself into a draft pick right now.
The first or second round. I mean, he's looked really good. I mean, he's fit that offense very well.
Is he not the old Nebraska
He
quarterback?
is,
Yeah.
he is, yeah. And he played really bad at Nebraska his first 3 years, but has now worked himself into. I mean, he's really running the ball. That's the main way. He's got 9 rushing touchdowns already in 5 games. So
And 489 yards.
yeah, almost 500 yards rushing. So he's really running the ball more efficiently. But I mean, he hasn't thrown an interception yet. And all of a sudden he's got 9 freaking touchdowns. He's played a lot better
He's
at
got
Kansas
12
State
total.
than he was at Nebraska. Into the final 2 games of the week, Florida State 4-1, 2-1 in the conference, going to number 14 NC State, who's 4-1. Adam was dying on that hill last week. NC State was going to beat Clemson, and it bit him in the ass multiple times.
This
I
is
picked them to
this
win too.
this right here is probably the toughest matchup for me. Hey, not only do I own both these teams in college fantasy.
It's a 3.5-point line, by the way.
You gonna play them both?
I can't. I have a loss with both of them. But that's not the point here. God, NC State's offense last week looked terrible against Clemson. They just were not able to move the ball well, but they have looked good in other portions of the year. Same thing with Florida State. They have looked pretty good moving the ball, but their defense is a little lackluster at sometimes. Yeah, you are. I'm riding or dying with NC State at home, though.
Oh,
I'm gonna go NC State as well. I think they actually looked really good against Clemson. And I think
They had
Florida,
like 9 yards rushing all game.
I still think they look like a better team than what Florida State's gonna match up with Clemson.
They were able to move the ball on Clemson a lot more efficiently than some other teams have been.
Yeah,
they had 34 yards rushing.
Okay.
21 carries, 1.6 yards a carry.
See,
yeah, but how many yards passing?
They had
What?
245.
245. That's a lot on this Clemson defense.
yeah, but I just felt like, but I think they're maybe not their identity, but one of the big parts of their offense is being able to run the ball, and they just weren't able to do it.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. I'm taking NC State with both of y'all. I think the thing for me is I think the mentality for NC State playing Clemson at Clemson versus playing Florida State at home is totally different. I think NC State was probably a little scared to play Clemson at Clemson. I don't think they're scared to play Florida State at home. So I do think this gets them back to normal a little bit. You know, I think both teams have had a relatively easy schedule. Florida State lost last week to Wake, as they should have. I mean, both teams have had very easy schedules to kind of start that season. Both
Florida
played
State
really-
was the favorite in that game, though.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't like them. That's why I took Wake in to pick them. So
They almost let them come back.
they did almost let them come back. So Wake's defense is atrocious. But I'm with you guys. I think NC State takes care of business at home on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to take State at home.
Well,
NC State at home, since they're both states.
yeah. So, but NC State at home, got it. The final matchup for the week is where College Game Day is, as always, and incredibly, for the first time ever, it's in
Told
Kansas.
you that was not 10 games.
It is 10 games.
The spreadsheet says we about to do our 12th. Or 11th, actually.
You did 11.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. All right. My bad. Sorry. 11th game of the week. It'll help for the records, anyways. So,
Yeah, this is another tough one.
this is a very tough one. Number 17 TCU at number 19 Kansas. Both these teams undefeated. TCU's 4-0. Kansas is 5-0. Kansas is a 7-point dog at home on College Game Day.
I think Kansas has looked really good all year, and I think people have been very surprised at how well Kansas has played, and I think they've had that shock factor this year,
Yeah.
and they have been if they're able to, I mean, they've been able to hit teams in the mouth and then not let up, but this TCU team, after seeing what they did to Oklahoma last week, is something else with the option game with, was it Donino, however you say his name? Dogan. I think having a mobile quarterback like that just gives, a whole different perspective to the game that is always a threat to any defense. I think having that extra runner always makes things difficult, and I'm going to take TCU beating Kansas. And I think this is where Kansas' undefeated season ends.
I'm going to go TCU on this one. TCU's, the lowest points they put up all season was 43. They're freaking moving the ball really damn well. Kansas is good. They're not the Kansas of past, but I don't think they're this undefeated ranked Kansas that everybody's freaking out about right now.
You're on Rock Chalk Jayhawk, aren't you?
I am going Rock Chalk Jayhawk, baby. I think the thing that's got me so intrigued by this Kansas team is Leipold, or however you say their coach's last name, coming from Buffalo. Yeah, Life Alert. Coming from Buffalo, this guy knows how to draw up crazy defenses that gave people so much problems in the MAC. And I think that's what's taken the Big 12 by storm a little bit with this. Now, granted, they gave up 42 points to West Virginia, but I really like Kansas's. Kansas is playing like 2009 Alabama football. They're running the football. They're playing hard defense. They're turning the football over. They don't make mistakes. Like they're just winning games, and that's kind of the really cool thing to see about Kansas right now.
They do have 2 really good running backs right now.
They do, and they have a really elite corner too, which is just crazy to think about at Kansas. So
That's
Well, hell, we had one. They had one, and he came to us and left before the season even started.
yeah, I know. But so for me, I'm going to go with them. I think they win this game. I think they stay undefeated. Will they lose? Absolutely, they will lose to somebody this year. But for this week, I think it's not going to be TCU.
No, I'm gonna have to go with the Horny Toads. I think TCU is gonna win that game.
The Horny Toads. So sweet. All right. Well, TCU, Kansas, and TCU for College Game Day. And sorry that I did accidentally put in 11 of these bad boys, but we'll see who comes out on top next week. For your standings already this week, it was first place tie between me and Keith at 33 and 16. Alex sitting there at 32 and 17. Still 2 games up on Adam, who's 30 and 19. So, and we will catch you guys.
Terrible on the year though.
No, absolutely. It's three game difference. Honestly, 3 game difference across 5 weeks is still a pretty tight race. So
Hey, this would have won you money in Vegas. I'm saying records like
these
this.
records,
Yeah, records like this.
absolutely. So, all right. Well, we'll catch you next week.